We are still revealing JAMB Chemistry Syllabus 2025 and we are on item 6C. The topic under this item is hard and soft water, temporary and permanent hardness, and methods of softening hard water. Still on that syllabus, if you look at your right hand side, you will see objectives. These objectives contain what you are supposed to read about the topic. The objectives are: you must be able to distinguish between the properties of hard water and the properties of soft water. You must determine the causes of hardness of water. And last but not the least, you must identify methods of removing hardness. And I'm going to make sure you learn all these. But if you are not following this channel, click on plus sign and follow us, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hard water is defined as the water that contains dissolved calcium or magnesium ion in any of the three forms. Number 1, calcium hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4, or you can call it calcium bicarbonate. It can also be a magnesium analog of this salt. So it can be magnesium hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4. So any water that contains calcium or magnesium ions in any of this form, that water is hard water. Calcium tetraoxosulfate 6 or magnesium tetraoxosulfate 6. It can be in this form: calcium chloride or magnesium chloride. So hard water is any water that contains any of these salts. You can define hard water as any water that does not easily form lather with soap. That is, does not allow soap to produce foams. And for any water to do so, it must contain any of these salts. Soft water is any water that does not contain any of these. Another definition is that soft water is any water that easily forms lather with soap. Now, the next in the topic is classification of hardness. Hard water or hardness of water is classified into two. We have temporary hard water or temporary hardness, and we have permanent hardness. Temporary hardness of water can easily be removed or destroyed by boiling. Permanent hardness cannot easily be removed or destroyed by boiling. That is just the difference. Temporary hardness contains calcium or magnesium ions in form of hydrogen trioxocarbonate, and these compounds can easily decompose when heated. That is why the temporary hardness can easily be removed by any of these two. Makes water temporarily hard. So for water to be temporarily hard, it must have calcium hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4 or magnesium hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4. Now, for you to remove this, destroy this, you must boil the water. While you are boiling the water, these bicarbonates will break down into insoluble precipitates of calcium trioxocarbonate 4 or calcium carbonate. Remember, this is aqueous. So once you heat this, the heat will break down this salt into calcium trioxocarbonate 4, which is solid. Then we have water and carbon 4 oxide. When heat destroys this and breaks it down into this, the cause of hardness has disappeared, right? So that is why temporarily hard water can be removed by boiling. Meanwhile, permanently hard water cannot be removed by boiling because it contains calcium sulfate or magnesium sulfate or calcium chloride or magnesium chloride. And these salts cannot decompose under heat. If you heat this from now till next 40 years, these salts cannot break down. And that is why permanent hard water cannot be softened by heating. Now let us distinguish between the properties of hard water and soft water. Hard water versus soft water. Hard water contains dissolved minerals, and that is why it tastes better. Soft water lacks dissolved minerals, and that is why it does not taste better. Hard water causes furing of kettles, that is, appearance of insoluble white patches of calcium carbonate in old boilers and kettles as a result of breakdown of calcium or magnesium hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4 during heating. But soft water does not cause this. Hard water causes what is called stalagmites and stalactites inside the cave. These are cylindrical structures of limestone, that is calcium carbonate, formed from the roof of the cave downward or from the floor of the cave upward. Soft water does not cause that. Hard water does not dissolve lead in lead pipe, but soft water dissolves lead. That is why hard water is preferably used in lead pipe, so that it will not leach lead into the water and cause lead poisoning. Hard water wastes a lot of soap because you will be trying to use more soap in order to form foam or leather. Why? It is not coming up, and in the process you waste your soap. Soft water does not waste soap. The next item under objective, causes of hardness. Indirectly, I have said it before. The following are the causes of hardness. These are the causes. Now, the last but not the least is to identify methods of removing hardness by boiling. Number 2 is by adding washing soda. Number 3 is Clark's process, or by adding slaked lime. Number 4 is by use of ion exchange resin by boiling. When you boil temporarily hard water, there is what is called thermal decomposition of the calcium bicarbonate. Number 2, by adding washing soda. When washing soda is added to hard water that contains, for instance, calcium chloride, sodium from washing soda will attack chlorine from hard water, and we have sodium chloride. And what's the remaining? Calcium carbonate. Number 3 is by Clark's process. Clark's process is addition of slaked lime, which is calcium hydroxide. So when you add calcium hydroxide inside hard water that contains, let's say, calcium hydrogen carbonate, you are going to have 2 calcium carbonates and 2 water molecules. The next method of removing hardness of water is by what is called ion exchange resin. This is just like an equipment where you introduce the hard water, and what the equipment does is to exchange calcium or magnesium ions with more desirable ions like sodium ion or potassium ion, and the water becomes soft. I hope you got value. If you did, make sure you click on plus sign and follow Chemist AI Edu Consult. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this video as wide as possible so that it will reach 2025 JAMB candidates.